Good morning and welcome to the briefing room. We're going to be covering four topics today, but first I'd like to tell you something about the briefing room. Uh, your host, Joaquin Gutierrez, I will be here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. to dispel some misinformation sometimes, most of the time to bring you things that you need to apply to your business, whether it's new laws, new financing, or new rules that change the way we have to work. For instance, today there's a very important one about a $50,000 cap on condos that could change financing, could change structure of the building, the way you structure the financing. We will be here every Tuesday, like I said, at 9 a.m. The briefing room is part of a larger picture. We have JGRES, which is my school. Uh, you've probably all been to that site, but since in the last few months, we have created what we call BOSS, which is the brokerage operating system. And we also have the agent onboarding system and agent operating system. All these tools have been put together. The briefing room is the live part of it. Everything else that I've just mentioned has been created for agents that do not want to sit in a room where the pace is as set by the slowest person in the room, which is usually the least prepared person. This is a learning system, an education system, a training system. Whether your path is to become a buyer's agent, new construction, luxury, I know that all of you want to tackle all of them. We're all opportunists, which means that whenever there's an opportunity to help somebody and get a compensation, we want to be there. We want to be ready for them. And but you should focus on one thing, and we'll get into that in one of the conversations soon. So in the meantime, today there's a new rule that passed on July 1st, and it's a $50,000 deductible cap. So from now on, and it's for the last few months we've been having to request all the different forms that the association has as part of our contract. And I've seen some of you moping around thinking, oh, I don't want to have to, add more paperwork to my deals. But you should be reviewing these things. For instance, if you look at the minutes of a meeting, you'll be able to catch if there's a significant change in the assessments, not just special assessments, but the assessments that are month to month. This $50,000 deductible, to see that, you're going to have to either ask for the policy, the Master Association policy, and again, we're speaking to condos. $50,000 deductible, you're going to find it on the master insurance policy for the building. The other place you're going to find it is when the estoppel, the questionnaire, gets sent out to the association. It's something that you need to know as soon as possible. Even if you're getting a listing, you should know that right off the bat, because if it's over $50,000, you're not going to be able to do conventional financing. You're going to have to use to a QM or to a DSCR loan, right? So if you have a buyer, you put them as a buyer's agent, even as a listing agent, because listing agents are responsible too. If a buyer comes along, puts a contract in, has his financing, but he's not told that this is going to be a problem, either by the buyer's agent or by the listing agent who's trying to make sure that any transactions that come in are going to get finished, we have a problem. So that's new for you to do that homework. So I want every agent on this call to hear this clearly. Listing agents and buyer's agents, you both have to do that homework. You have to help each other. You're helping your customer, but you're also, if you think you're not going to do the work, because I've seen listings where the listing agent puts in broker's remarks and it says, for condo documents, call them, here's the number. You need to be proactive. If you don't know what's going on with your listing, you can't close that deal. You're doing a disservice to your customer. And after all, this is the home of the adept agent. We want to be adept at everything we do in the business. And so that's why I hope you're coming here, because you want to to be an adept agent also. The second topic that we have today is not so new, but on May 1st, the SIRS full funding passed. So, we like to say kicking the can. We've been kicking the can on the association reserves for a while now. That expired. So anything that needs repair or that comes up needing repair, the buildings are not going to have the ability to kick the can down the road and say, well, we'll get to this later. They have to get fully funded as soon as possible. That is going to change the way things work as well, because you've seen it. And I don't know if you're doing this. One of the great uses for AI is to grab the budget, get that report as well if you have access to it, throw into AI and tell it to give you a summary. Once it gives you the summary, if you know what you're looking for, then you have the ability to go in there, ask the correct questions, and make sure that you're taking care of both your listing and your buyer. If it's your listing, you should be able to tell the customers that are coming in exactly what they need to know. Save time. Don't get into deals that are not going to close. That frustrates everybody. As a buyer's agent, do that. I've seen buildings that were at 31% of the funds, and May was coming. And funny enough, I shared that with the buyer, and they insisted on buying it anyway. And they're living there. They're prepared for it, though. It's different than having a customer buy, and later they give you a call and tell you that you dropped the ball for them. So do your homework. Topic 3, title and deed fraud. Right now, South Florida is, and this is another AI thing that people are using AI to do this, but there's title and deed fraud going on, and we seem to be the capital of the United States in title and deed fraud. What's going on is, well, I'll tell you, the FBI reported over 12,000 real estate fraud complaints last year with losses north of $275 million. Criminals steal or forge a property owner's identity using AI, generate fake IDs and forged notary stamps, and then they either sell that person's property to an unsuspecting person, or they get financing. They get fraudulent mortgage. And there are things that you can do, tell your customers, and also you as homeowners. And I'll give you an example since I'm here in Broward today. Broward has the ability for you to go in there and get alerts if there's any changes being, if they're trying to make changes on your title or your deed. So tell your customers, that's great content for you this week. Get out to your customers and remind them that they need to do whatever they can to protect their title and have it have somebody come in and do that kind of damage to them. And finally, a little bit of a market snapshot. And what's going on right now, Florida's median single family price is sitting around $425,000. Not in South Florida. That's the big picture for Florida. That's up about 2.5% year over year. Homes are averaging 43 days on the market, and inventory has been tightening. Rates are still sitting above 6%. I believe yesterday they were at 6.77 or something like that. So today's a short one because we don't have an audience. We're just starting this off. I didn't do a good job promoting this, but we will have an exchange, and we will have, it'll be an exchange of ideas. It'll be networking for some of you if you're meeting new people, and you see them on here. I want to thank you for watching this later, and mark your calendars. Come to Brokerage Operating System, and there's a page just for this show. It'll tell you the time, and it has the link. It's also on my Instagram in the links. So I'll see you next week. If you are one of my subscribers, I will see you on Thursday with the premium Zoom. Take care. Thank you for attending, and see you next week.